Television's coverage of the Trans Am Series for the BF Goodrich Cup is brought to you by Eaton Cutler Hammer, providing electrical products and services for where we work, live, and play. And by Wicks Lumber, in association with Capital Windows, Anderson Windows, Trilogy, and Trilithic.
Welcome back to Portland, and we've had a few more developments. First of all, there is Tommy Archer, continues to lead. Now you'll notice that Boris Said nowhere in the picture behind him. Boris ended up having to go into the pits for a block flag penalty, not for speeding, mind you, but for working on the car while he was in for the yellow. That is expressly against the rules. We're going to take you back and take a look at a replay of what happened here. This is Boris Said now, as he is back in the pack a little bit. Now see there, one of the crew members, Tommy, went to the grill. They're just wiping debris out of it, but you cannot touch the car when you're refueling.
Yeah, I guess, I mean, all you want is a level application of the rules. The question to me is, why in the heck is that rule in place? They probably want to keep guys from throwing tires at it. Down to Calvin with Brian Simo on a live pit stop.
Unscheduled pit stop here for Brian Simo in that battle with Lou Gelati. He locked up a front tire. I believe he has a flat spot. That's the word we had here. There you can see it actually right now. You see a bit of a flat spot there. They were going to wait for a caution, but there's a problem on the rear as well, and you can only change one tire under caution. They decided to bring him in under green, changing right side tires. The right rear is taking a little bit longer. Doesn't seem to be a major issue. See the brake smoke pouring out of the front here. Tires are on. They'll drop the jacks. Whoa! Wheel gum was still on the back there. Scary moment for the mechanic on the back end of the car.
Interesting too, Calvin, because you would think the problems with tires here would be on the left side with these long turns, but apparently if you flat spot one, obviously you've got to take care of it. He's out. That's going to cost him dearly.
Yeah, back to the application of the penalty on Boris.
Let's quickly go back down to Cal, yeah.
Okay.
Well, I think the problem is, Greg, he's in that battle with Lou Gelati. He had to get on the brakes really hard, and as you turn right into the festival chicane, it basically unweights the right side of the car. He locked that inside right front up trying to miss Lou, and that really cost him dearly.
Back to the Boris Said penalty. I mean, that was the correct application of the rule as the rule is written. It makes me wonder why the rule is written that way. If you're going to have pit stops, why say you can't work on the car, especially in that instance? But as the rules are written, everybody knows it. That was a level application.
Well, I think it's probably because they're trying to formulate these pit stops a little bit after the Le Mans profile, where when you're getting fuel, you can't work on the car. You can do your driver's change, but you cannot work on the car, change tires, anything in the American Le Mans or at Le Mans itself. So they may have been trying to pattern it after that, perhaps. But everything so far has been conspiring to help Tommy Archer not only to the lead, but to a huge lead. He's 12.5 seconds up over Lou Gelati. We want to clarify something. I mentioned earlier they were going to have a black flag penalty for number 40, Justin Bell. They decided it was not Bell, it was the number 15 of Dreesy. Dreesy has served his stop, so Bell continues to run in third and only a couple seconds adrift of Lou Gelati. Johnny Miller in fourth, and Boris Said, black flag and all, is up into the top 5 once again. Welcome back to Portland, everybody. I'm Greg Kramer along with Tommy Kendall. Joining us in the pit lane, Calvin Fish and Chris Neville. Nice to have you with us here. And you got a good look there at your leader, Tommy Archer. And what an awesome story that has been. Problems early with the flat tire. Who would have known? But they played the strategy beautifully from that point on. Tommy, you talked about Will Moody and just being absolutely brilliant in what he can affect here. And he's pulled off a miracle. Well,
there are very few coincidences in racing. Generally, what you put in is what you get out the other side. Bad luck accepted, but Will Moody, this is not his first rodeo. He knows how to do these things, and even though that team from the outside, when they had that second early in the season, I said, and then when I heard Will Moody was behind it, I said, I think you're going to be seeing a lot more of those, and that is true. He's benefited from Jet Losey having to make the 2 extra stops, but now we're back with Johnny Miller as well. He also has come back. That early yellow erased a lot of the guys' misfortunes.
Now what we're going to do here, Johnny Miller, we've got a great camera angle for you. It's the foot cam, and as he comes onto the front straight, we're going to stay with it. Tommy, talk us into what he's doing going into the festival and the ballet on the feet work here.
We can see his left foot's hovering over the brake pedal. He's obviously a left foot braker, and you're going to get to see him. It's just real simple. No clutch, probably little flips on both downshifts. There's a little twitch you're seeing there. He's actually relieving pressure on the brake pedal when he ticks the throttle, which is usually one of the advantages of left foot braking, is keeping constant pressure, and I think he's probably not even aware he's doing that.
Right here, you watch him brake, throttle, brake. I mean, he's trying to balance the car a little bit using both the throttle and brake.
And that's in that turn 5 area where you have the different camber changes, and you have some grip, and then you don't, then you have grip again.
So when he dabs the brake, is he just trying to get the back end to settle and keep bite back at him?
Yeah, he's basically trying to keep the weight shifted where he wants it. And in these cars, you know, you wouldn't want to try this at home, as they say. This is a professional driver on a closed course. But honestly, the gearboxes allow them, and they shift just as well, if not better, without the clutch. If you don't match the revs correctly, which is usually what the Synchro does, it'll grind like crazy. But if you get the timing right, like Johnny is, and match the revs, it'll go into gear without any trouble at all. No need to use the clutch.
You can see he only went down 1 gear into that very fast turn 7, then dabbed it down again a little bit, a couple of gears into the last turn. But boy, that sequence of corners so fast. And once again here, he makes the run up into the festival.
Watch again as he blips on the downshift. If we hold it on, see if he actually... See him releasing pressure a little bit there with the downshift. Maybe he's releasing pressure in response to, you know, some wheel lock or something like that. So, but it looked like the lap before it was timed with his blips.
Fascinating to watch. There is Miller right now as he continues to circulate in the 4th spot. Now, you'll notice Mike Lewis right behind him, and Mike, of course, down a lap as a result of that problem, or a few laps as a result of that problem earlier. They did get it fixed, but cost him dearly. There's number 40, Justin Bell, that bright orange machine, on his way to perhaps his best run and his best finish since he became a Trans Am driver, comfortably leading Rookie of the Year. Of course, a former international FIA GT2 category champion in the Viper program, so he's pretty comfortable in this type of a high-speed equipment. But these cars have their own idiosyncrasies, and Justin has taken him a little bit, I think, to just adjust to them, but it's showing right now that he's got it figured out.
I think that's a real eye-opener for a lot of guys that come from different series. They look from the outside, and these are kind of a beast unto themselves. And Justin has come to grips with it maybe quicker than a lot of other guys. Some guys throw up their hands and go away saying, you can have that stuff. I can't figure it out. They're a lot different.
Well, there's a look at those Amerisweet's rookie points, and Justin Bell up comfortably by some 50 points, and he's just coming off his best finish of the season, a 5th at Sears Point, so obviously he's got a little momentum working for him. Miller, Lazzaro, that's a pretty interesting story. He subbed for Archer at Sears Point, and then at Moseport, they just showed up and ran for Tom Coleman. 2 races and 3rd in the points. Anthony Lazzaro, boy, if he could get a full-time ride in this, he could shake things up a little bit too, one might suspect. On board now with Johnny Miller once again as he continues to run in the 4th spot here. We are working lap 38 of 65 here at the Tommy Bahama 125, 7th round of the Trans Am Championship for the BF Goodrich Tires Cup at Portland.